Hello, welcome to the Lab Technique presentation folder. So this is going to be an assignment that's going to be kind of the end of the lab summative assignment. We'll do another one on campus, but this will be a presentation you'll give where you'll teach how to do a lab technique. And the format of the presentation is going to be largely up to you. You're going to have a set of potential topics to choose from, and then you can either make a video or you can present in person. What it looks like is up to you. And so the presentation itself is not going to be due until December, after Thanksgiving. Right? We'll come back to Thanksgiving. That's when they'll be due. But here in November, I want to, because there's a lot of flexibility, I want to make sure you have a plan for your presentation. So I'm going to need some information, your topic for the presentation, and how you're going to give it. You're either going to make a video or you're going to present in person. I want that by November 21st. I got a questionnaire here for you to fill out about that. So let's get into kind of some more information. So you'll see below all of that, we have this overview, kind of a main document describing the assignment, as well as kind of some redundant documents that these are parts of this overview that you might want to look at if you want to just see the topics, potential topics, just see the presentation schedule, that kind of stuff. So let's open this up. Start with kind of a blurb about the presentation, about what it's supposed to be, or kind of the goal of it. And so the idea is you need to make an audio-visual presentation. It cannot just be you talking. You can make a PowerPoint, you can make a poster, you could do a demonstration, you can do a mix of things. Whatever it is, it's up to you. But it cannot just be you talking. There has to be some other component to the presentation. And I used to give a lot of guidance. I used to force my students to make PowerPoints, give a lot of guidance, and the presentations end up being very boring. Since doing this, I find that the presentations are not boring. And so as a result, it's up to you what you want it to look like. You do not have to do a demonstration. You can just make PowerPoint slides and have like pictures of stuff. That's totally fine. You can draw it if you want to do it. Whatever's up to you. You can do a demonstration. I do want to note, not everything can be demonstrated safely. Lab safety is still an important part of the presentation, and you're going to need to be safe while you are doing anything in your video or in your presentation itself. So it's up to you what you're going to present about, but it has to be one of these topics. So these are all mostly things that we did, or kind of variation slightly on things that we might have done in the lab that you can present about. And you're just going to pick one of these topics. And, like performing a flame test, it's not that I want you to talk about the lab where we did that. I want you just to talk about performing a flame test, or just talk about capturing gas phase products. You can use an example from our class, where we saw it. But, I want you to talk about just the technique, how to perform the technique. So you need to pick one of these topics, and by November 21st. And the other thing you need to pick is a format. If you say, I'm going to make a video, that's fine. You're done. If you want to present in person, you need to pick time slots from when we're going to do it. I'm not available at all hours on campus. So I have some slots during the last lab time on that Wednesday, December 3rd, that you could use. So it'll be right after class that last day. You could stick around. We could present there. Or if you want to present earlier in the day on Wednesday, or get it taken care of on Monday, whatever it is, it's up to you. But those are the time slots when I'm around and available to watch your presentation. So if we come back here in Blackboard, this lab technique presentation questionnaire, that's where you're going to make your choices. So if we begin this, which topic, right? It's a list of topics. Which one do you want to pick? You just got to pick one. And then either I'm going to make a video, or I'm going to make an on-campus give an on-campus presentation. If you're going to give on campus, you need to pick some of these time slots, whatever it is. Pick 5 of them, and then I'll just dole them out. First come, first serve. We'll just get an order for each of the kind of blocks as people pick the different blocks. And so that's what you're going to submit. And again, that's going to be due on November 21st. So that's the Friday. Depending on when you're watching this, that's either this Friday or an upcoming Friday. And so that's what you're going to submit. So I want to make sure you have a plan. There's a lot of flexibility for the presentation, but I want to make sure it's your plan, or you're aware of what your topic should be and how you're going to give it. If we go back into the document, there's also a rubric in there. When it comes time to actually make the presentation, I encourage you to look at this document. I encourage you to use it as a guide. These are the things I'm looking for when you are talking, when you're giving your presentation. Are no steps skipped? Are you including preparation steps? Do you talk about cleanup? right? You know, safety. Are you doing these things, right? These are the things I'm looking for. How could you tell it has been successful? I'm expecting your presentation to answer that question. And so that's what I'm kind of looking at when I'm grading. So I want you, when you're making your presentation, I encourage you to look at the rubric and make sure that your presentation is lining up with what I'm expecting. There's also other useful references if you want to make a video of links of guidance on how to do that. Some different links. So that's available. And again, in the folder, if you just want to see the topics, just the schedule or just the rubric, that you can go take a look at that. Those documents are easier to reference. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Again, by November 21st, in the questionnaire, you want to pick a topic and the format for your video. And if you're doing it on campus, what time you want to do it. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Otherwise, have fun making your presentation, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.